Matt Makins here with this week's AgNow weather forecast. Before we begin, obviously thoughts and prayers go out to every producer, every farmer, every rancher from Florida on up into the Appalachians. Big impacts over the last couple of weeks from two hurricanes, Helene and then Milton. Milton set a number of records in hurricane strength and rapid intensification for the number of landfalls on Florida. This being the third of the season, so it's been a lot. It's been a busy year hurricane-wise, and hopefully rescue efforts, cleanup, all that is very quick. As you look at the hazards, we don't have another tropical necessary impact on the way. More rain is on the way to Florida, and that's going to continue to contribute to some of the flooding there. Elsewhere, we do have a frost and freeze on the way. Early in the week, 14th, 15th, the 16th and 17th here, but 14th, 15th for the central and northern plains. Not everyone is going to cool off to this point, but it's close enough to worry about this entire region. Close enough, you may get some frost, you may get your first season freeze. That's the biggest moment of the next, say, 5 days. The biggest moment of the next 10 days is going to be a storm system that focuses on a very dry part of the country. Remember this map from last week's video? The dryness of September here across the corn country, the upper Midwest, down into Oklahoma. This area, so dry in September and early October, has the potential for a lot of water coming in, again, in that 10-day period or so. We're not talking about this weekend, but next weekend, so around the 19th and 20th to 21st. A lot of water. Before that system gets here to bring a seasonal change to a lot of us, we still have record-setting heat. All of these records on the map are mostly this weekend or very early in the week. Then we start to cool off a little bit. We'll see more progressive changes throughout the week leading up to that first strong fall-like system of next weekend. And what a blessing it will be for a lot of areas when you consider soils. Here is the latest drought monitor released this week. This also includes not just drought, but the abnormally dry areas, that D0 category that you see from drought.gov or UNL's drought product. Let's wipe that away. Just drought areas, pretty expansive. We've seen a marked increase in the drought since June, or even since August for that matter. September was bad for us, especially right in here. So to get water in this same region, pretty valuable, especially with folks that planted wheat recently or trying to plant wheat, looking for some moisture, maybe need to fertilize. Things are looking better in that regard for, say, Oklahoma as you go into next weekend. Here's a look at the timeline of the storminess. And before it really kicks off here, a couple of storms here to the coastal areas, a bit of moisture here for Great Lakes and New England states. But I'll let you watch this animation and watch late in the period right in here. A line of showers and thunderstorms will be popping up for you. From that line, or really the storm systems as they pass the country, how much water are we expecting? Just through the weekend, the focus is Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic, and far South Florida, which does have water on the way. Otherwise, not much through the weekend. Go out 7 days. Pacific Northwest, quite a bit of water here. Goes down into Colorado. Let's get out from 7 to 10 days. And you're going to see there, it pops on the map. Water from the upper Midwest through central corn regions down through Oklahoma into parts of Texas. If the system doesn't change, naturally it will. It's 8 days away, 9 days away. Naturally it will, but let's just say it's all locked in as of today. We're looking at upwards of 1 inch to 2, perhaps even slightly more than 2 inches in parts of Oklahoma, Flint Hills, or down in the Osage region. Valuable water, obviously. We'll look for any potential changes in next week's video, and then we'll focus on that weekend more so. You see this water that's out to the west? That's a combination of some cold rains and some early season snowfall. So let's chat about the snowfall potential here across the Rocky Mountain region. Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, the Rockies there. A lot of snow's going to fall, potentially 6 to 12, perhaps even 18 inches the farther north you go. But once you get into the Canadian Rockies, that's where some really deep snow will be falling. You don't see it really move off the high plains. Yeah, the system's going to cool us down. It'll be cool rain showers from Oklahoma to the Midwest, but not necessarily to the point of producing snowfall in that area just yet. And finally, what we'll be focusing on in next week's video, you guessed it, that system with the potential water for the plains, wheat country, into corn country. It'll be valuable for wheat, that's being planted or has been planted. Corn may delay harvest by a little bit in some cases. What else we'll be chatting about? More rainfall for Florida. Flooding continues there. And the potential, if that system weakens and we don't get that rainfall, say south of Oklahoma, we're going to be worried about drought growing pretty quickly from East Texas into Louisiana. So much to discuss, and we'll do so next week. Until then, Matt Makins here. Be well.